Hello.
Folks, I hope you have your dancing shoes on because we're about to pivot. We are pivoting. Now, if you've been listening to the show, then you know that we've been pivoting for a while. And we'll still cover AI and other stuff when we feel compelled. But we are diving in to, do you want me to do a little teaser, basically?
Tease. Oh, yeah, Jen. Tease me. Tease me.
Okay. If you make a point of watching a sunrise or a sunset, if you're the kind of person that lays in bed for a few minutes after waking up to collect the last bits of your dream, if you love the idea of meditation but find it nearly impossible, but you also know that there's this spiritual goal to be mined in those quiet, the monkey mind moments, you're gonna love the next season of Curious Cat. Season 7 is for you. So, do you want to tell them about our theme and our solar episodes and interviews to come?
Jen. I mean, well, this may seem shocking to the people who are into us talking about AI.
Yeah.
But that was a seasonal thing, and that's always been the plan, and we've come to the end of that season. So it's a topic that we're still going to hit, like you said, but it's not necessarily going to always be the focus of everything that we talk about. And so
exactly
our
right.
new thing is liminal spaces, or as I like to say, and I'm going to screw this up, Heterotopia.
That was really good.
It's the space between the worlds. Yes.
Exactly. So if you're a longtime listener to Curious Cat, first of all, thank you so much. Truly, this comes from the center of my heart chakra. I show up for you. Jesse shows up for you.
Yep.
But the magic of the in-between is something we have talked about a lot in the last almost 5 years. If you're new to us, welcome. And for the benefit of me, and Jesse, you're probably on top of it, but for the listeners, maybe, here's a quick overview that captures the flavor of season 7.
Oh, flavor.
The flavor.
The spicy. The spicy flavor.
Savor the flavor. Oh. Yeah, we're still audio, but my hair's down, so it's always spicy. But okay, so I just typed this out. I grabbed this from a show I did on In Between Places, which I'll put in the show notes because it is like a good hors d'oeuvre. It's like a little shrimp wrapped in bacon that you get to eat before the season. But this is what I grabbed from it. When pondering, debating, or writing or planning, our focus tends to fall to the extremes, right? This or that, which means we tend to ignore the stuff in between. It probably traces back to, I don't know, some survival mechanism when our ancestors were in caves about what food was safe to eat, what passages were too risky to travel, where we might be safe to sleep at night, and what hours of the day to do what behaviors. But like the ego, which we've discussed in the past, maybe it's time for a human upgrade. That's what I'm rooting for. In fact, maybe the biggest breakthroughs in humanity lie in the juicy in-between spaces. So in the last few years, we've covered some major ground when it came to the in-between spaces. So you guys know, I always say it at the top, my key goal is to explore what it means to be a soul in a meat suit. That alone is a liminal space. Our journeys also looked at our time and intention and nourishing both the body and spirit. There's always huge payoffs, and I call it the sweet spot. So from nutrition, we've talked about eating our chakras, to activities like yoga and hiking that have both a physical and a soul nourishing aspect, to paying attention to our dreams, which includes daydreams, guys. How about when we're honest about the yin and yang of ourselves, the shadow self and the light self, and bringing them both equally to the forefront? And remember how we pulled out those shadow traits together, the ones sequestered in our soul basements with like duct tape over their mouth? We dragged them out in the light And that's where we found superpowers. We can observe that in between magic in nature also. The blurring days, like Jesse talked about, the season of AI is over, man. Pumpkin spice is over. The moments when summer takes on this tinge of amber, like the crispness finally in a morning when you step outside to put your dogs out, that hints to a season to come that's just so sumptuous. Or daybreak, if you sit outside in the moments before the sun rises and you hear the sounds of your neighborhood going from quiet to waking up into a full blown day. And if you love art, playing with colors illustrates the magic of in between, like moments of brilliance you never could have planned that are like this. They're immortalized on this strip of watercolor paper where the midpoint is this dance. And I have goosebumps now between two contrasting hues. The in between, I'm just going to go there, is it can be uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable for most people. And as a child of divorced parents, believe me, I know there was this stretch of I-5 from north to south that took me from one household to the other. And hard as I tried, I could never sleep through the journey. It was the equivalent of taking off a stuck Band-Aid over the course of like 15 hours. And those twice yearly journeys were the in between. So uncomfortable, but they're the reason I'm forever bonded with my big brother, even though we only managed to see each other a couple times a year. There is magic to observe here, even harness in the in between. And that is like our goal of this season. We're not like waiting with bated breath to see what you harvest out of it, but we are kind of excited to see what happens with ourselves and with each and every one of you, because take the time to observe when the light is dimming out your windows, and that's when wood sprites start flying around. Ghosts will flicker past in your peripheral vision. So next time you catch a glimpse, stop and turn your head and watch the in-between straight on and learn, soaking in that ethereal, that otherworldly essence. So that's my huge tease. I am so jacked about this season.
What a good tease. What a good tease, Jen. What a good tease.
Doesn't that get you excited? Because
I mean, I already was, and now I'm like extra excited. You know, it's we're recording this the first part of July.
Yeah.
And I know for many of you, most of you out there in the world, it is hot as hell right now.
Hot as hell.
Especially here. It's hotter than a $2 pistol here right now. Okay. So, but it's not, this state of being is not going to last for much longer when you stack it up against things.
Yeah.
We're past the solstice. It's going to start turning into fall.
Yeah.
You know, then it's going to start going into winter. And that's not the time for technology for me. It never has been, you know. That is the perfect time. That is that the veil being loose during those months is what all of the, you know, it sparked so much of what that season is all about leading into Halloween. And that's kind of what we're talking about. Those spaces are uncomfortable a lot of times, like you said.
Yep.
But there's no growth in comfort. You have to push into those dark caves sometimes. That's where, you know, they tell you like, I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but when you die and you see the light, like don't go towards the light. It's a lie. You know,
yes, I have heard that.
You have to kind of journey into you have to sort of stay in you have to journey in that dark space first.
Tippy-toe a little bit.
To get to where you're going. Yeah. And that's
uncomfortable, isn't it?
And I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I don't know if anyone does, but I've always been like, you know, that would be super scary, but that actually makes a lot of sense. You know, it is a situation where And there's a lot of talk about liminal space and things lately, and there's movies, and I mean, it's turned into a thing, but it's always been a thing that has fascinated me, and I think it has you too. And like
Me
you
too,
said,
yeah.
there's physical liminal space, there's mental liminal space in your dreams. Like there are all these things, and we decided to go with heterotopia. Okay.
Just to not be cliche.
Well, yeah,
Let's
okay,
see what we
yeah,
can do to the zeitgeist.
that too, but also, I don't know, it seemed like it seemed like a better definition in my brain. And maybe this is just, because it's from the Greek and it means different, other, distinct, okay, and place. So, okay, yeah, that makes total sense. Heterotopia. It's a
Yeah, it does.
concept elaborated by the philosopher Michael Foucault to describe certain cultural, institutional, and discursive spaces that are somehow other, disturbing, intense, incompatible, contradictory, or transforming. Okay.
I would say and or.
Yeah. Heterotopias are worlds within worlds, both similar to their surroundings and contrasting with or upsetting them. All right. Foucault believes examples can be ships, cemeteries, bars, brothels, prisons, gardens of antiquity, fairs, Muslim baths, and many more. He outlines the notion of heterotopia on 3 occasions between 1966 and 1967. In a lecture that he gave a group of architects in 1967, is the most well-known explanation of the term. So it's sort of like it's a space descriptor, an architectural descriptor, but I feel like there's a lot more to the concept than what it was initially created for.
I agree. And what came to mind also is alleyways. So if you guys like to walk your neighborhoods, my guides told me if you want to start getting comfortable with being in these kind of juicy in between spaces, the heterotopia, then walk your alleys also. If you're safe and sound, if it's during the day and you don't live in the gritty underbelly of your city, I'm thinking of Sam the Sky Guy.
These are places that are ignored. Yeah, normally,
they are.
Like
they're ignored. You put your trash cans there.
Yeah,
you're afraid of rats being there or something. And I actually think that we are being called to put a spotlight on these spaces and harvest the magic there. And also, just for people to know, like they'll see it in the show notes, but heterotopia is between utopia and dystopia. So if you want kind of a point of reference, heterotopia it's those colliding worlds in between. And I think that there is some amazing stuff to happen. The other thing I wanted to say is Jesse said it so well, is these are very uncomfortable places, but fam, we are here with you during this journey. We're not going to be doing this in this like, here is this spiritual gatekeeping way to do these things. We're literally exploring it like we do, which is just asking questions. And maybe I'm going to feel dumb if I ask questions, but I never do because I'm asking Jesse. He can be asking me. You can ask us. We can press into it together. And you're not on your own in this journey. And we're not on our own. Thank God for you guys being out there. And also, the other thing that really struck me is, Jesse, you were talking about how we're in between the seasons. No season lasts forever. None. They're always in transition and they always are fleeting. But what I find interesting is during the seasons that start getting darker, and we're already past the summer solstice. So our days are getting longer or shorter. I don't know. They're the same length of time, but we're getting less light. That is telling us to spend more time looking inward, inside ourselves instead of outside in the world. We're changing the balance of that. So anyway, this is a time to be playful as we always are. And we're going to have the most interesting lineup of people that are coming on to talk about this. And who knows where we're going to be in 2 months? who knows where we're going to be in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm just going to tell you guys,
What?
which if you listen to our podcast, if you listen to Jen and I together, you probably already know this. I am dumb. Okay.
Me too.
So it's like,
Same. I'm just on a journey too.
I'm not, we don't gatekeep on here because
No.
I don't know much. You know what I mean? I'm
We are
figuring
not
all
gurus.
this out. Yeah. No, I'm not your guru. I'm figuring all this stuff out on my own, you know, and with Jen's help,
Yep.
you know,
Same with me.
We didn't even know that we were
gonna do this.
We didn't even know how to define this until we started thinking about it, and it all started aligning, you know, like a couple of weeks ago, and we were like, oh yeah, that's where this needs to go now, you know.
Yeah,
that's the next topic that we need to discuss. But we keep it real on here. We don't get there are no stupid questions because I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. People tell me stuff every day. Every interview we've ever had, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that. You know?
And we learn from the people that listen because, okay, today is an example. I mean, it is the beginning of July, and we put out an episode about the Alpine divorce phenomenon. And it was cool because Madia, who's been a guest on the show, and we're going to have her back during this season, but she was going, that called to mind this other case in Colorado. Did you know about this one? And I'm like, I did not capture that one. I did not know that one. So it's a perpetual thing of learning from you guys as well. And we so value you. And there's no hierarchy here. None. Like we are all equals on the pursuit of knowledge and information. It's what makes life interesting.
Yeah. Like I'm into this as much for me as I am for you guys out there. Like I want to learn stuff. Because I don't know. You know?
Yep, exactly. So that's our pivot to season 7. And we are jacked up excited about it. Oh my God. And then I was like writing down things like other liminal spaces. Okay, so hit us, you guys, like in the comments or wherever on Substack. We've got all the links in the show notes, but hit us with places that strike you that maybe we didn't cover and you want us to cover. Or if you want to come on and talk about this with us, there's a welcome mat. Hit us up. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we, you know, again, it can be a pretty broad definition of like what exactly constitutes this space between worlds, like we used to, you know.
I just feel led to add to this little teaser for the season is these are places I feel like they're verboten. We're not supposed to look. The emphasis is on point A or point B. It's almost like pick a camp is endemic to our Western culture. Like you're this or that or that. And it's like, that's why there's discomfort in the in-between is I think that we're indoctrinated to, you know, have that discomfort. I mean, I even think of past life regression that our friend Monique Pliakis is having a workshop for in a few weeks. And that is probably uncomfortable for people because they know what they feel like right now in this meat soup, but then slipping into the one before it, that could feel really scary for people. So anyway, not with us. We're not.
Think about the places that you go every day.
Yeah.
How much attention are you giving to, you know, most of them you're not noticing, you know?
No. How many? You're right. Remember it's like autopilot driving where you go, wait, how did I get here?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Suddenly I'm here, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a thing, you know, you're not walking into the lobby of like of an old, you know, building or something. And like really, unless you're like a real like architecture nerd or something, you know, you're not noticing all these little details and things that, you know, and like you're in the space, but you're not completely connected to the space.
Exactly. And maybe we're missing out by disconnecting with the in-between. I just can't wait. So thanks for listening to our like super teaser for next season. And we cannot wait. We're jumping. Like it's literally happening in days after this teaser. I mean, It depends on when you get the teaser, but
and start catching up with us on YouTube because everybody's finding us on YouTube right now. So it's a good place to listen.
And you know what else I'll do with this trailer is I will add links to shows that I've had in the past that really touch upon this. So it's almost like if you're just chomping at the bit, you'll have some stuff to listen to.
A primer, if you will.
A primer.
A primer.
It's like the shrimp with the bacon.
Is that how you do that? It's like a primer. Wait, isn't there a thing? What do you call shrimp wrapped in bacon? Doesn't it?
There's a fancy name. Yeah, there's a fancy French name
for it.
And I can't remember it because whenever I see it on a menu, I'm
either.
like, what does that sound like? That sounds like
I'm too busy eating it.
I know, I love it. It's such a 70s thing, isn't it? It's a 70s appetizer.
Bacon.
It's like Mad Men. What are the most popular 70s appetizers? That'll be what we have in the show notes.
I mean, all they're calling it online is bacon wrapped shrimp. I know there's like a fancy.
It has another name.
There's a fancy word. What's the fancy word?
What's the fancy name for bacon wrapped shrimp? They're like le bacon. Oh, no, it isn't. This is not what I was thinking. Shrimp en broche. That's not what it is because they added Monterey Jack cheese to it, which
I think that's the New Orleans one though, isn't it?
Wait a second. Yes, it is. And guess what? There's something called mermaids on horseback. A playful culinary
what part of it are we saying is the mermaid and the horse? What? Wait. Out of the shrimp and the bacon, who are we equating the mermaid part of that to? Is the mermaid the shrimp? Or like, is it the bacon that wraps the shrimp? Because that's awful. That's like, what a terrible thing to say about mermaids.
It's a playful culinary adaptation of what is called angels on horseback, which is bacon wrapped oysters. I don't even know what to do with that.
First off, who in the
this
fuck
is
out there
Gemini.
eating a bacon wrapped oyster? What the fuck is that?
All right. That's not what I call it. Anyway, we'll tune in next week and we'll have some good stuff.
I'll pull out
maybe some recipes.
I'll pull out some of my cookbooks.
And you know what? Maybe I'll have my fondue pot going.
Yeah, right. They're like, I found them in a cabinet. They've been there since like 75.
Of course you do. And did you give away any of them?
No, I kept all of them.
You're a hoarder in the making.
I am not a hoarder.
If you want one of Jesse's fondue pots, hit us up also on
They're
Substack.
decent. They're decent little pots.
You have to be in the contiguous U.S., like 48 states, the lower 48, and he'll probably ship you one. Bye.
I'll get you guys. If you guys want a fondue pot, hit me up. I like I said, I think I have 3 of them. I think I still have the box they came in.
Enough about your fondue pots. Okay, bye guys. We'll talk to you next week. Love you. Bye.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you looking for a new podcast that appeals to your scientific curiosity, but is also a little bit spooky?
Show me how I died in a past life.
Well, look no further, because this cat is where it's at.
He had concerns about the ethics surrounding AI, feeling they had achieved consciousness.
Curious Cat Podcast examines the shadowy space where science and the supernatural collide. Listen every week with your host, Jennifer Holtz, as she and her guests explore what it means to be a soul in a meat suit.
we were healing karma together. They were all kind of predestined to resolve something.
Listen on all your favorite streaming apps and continue the conversation on Twitter at CuriousCatPodCA, or find Jennifer and all her links at Jennifer L. Hotz, spelled HOTES.com.